Listen, have you ever had a time when you said that you were tired of saying no? Or like you've always asked somebody, why can't I say no? I get that question all the time from a lot of my clients. Why can't I say no? Why am I led and drawn to do things that I don't want to do? What is my problem with saying no? But we're going to flip that a little bit today because that is like the norms. People are always asking, why can't I say no? But today, on today's episode of Girl Talk with Virginia, we're going to talk about when not to say no. When are some good times for you not to say no? Or if you want to put it in easier terms, when to say yes. So today we're going to dive into a few reasons about why when not to say no, aka when to say yes. There are a few times when yes should always be the exception. It should be the way you communicate. Instead of saying no, I'm going to give you 3 tips on when to say yes and when not to say no. Some things in your life that you do not need to say no to. So, as you can see, my little background is a little different today. I had to relocate from my in the front room studio that I usually have because I have my grandkids spending the night and they are snoring. You probably can still hear them. Can you hear them? Because I can hear them. You probably can't hear them. It's probably not picking up on this video. It's so hilarious. They are snoring. They are knocked out. So I had to move my studio to my bedroom. And now I'm sitting on my exercise ball. Bing, bing, bing. Having my girl talk show with Virginia. So that's just how dedicated I am. I'm so excited. So, when not to say no? Is it hard to say no? A lot of times it's hard to say no. But guess what? It's also hard to say yes. Think about a time when you know that there's things that you should be doing, but you don't want to say yes to it because either you think it's not the right opportunity, or you think that it's not going to get you the results that you want or need, or you think that it's just not the right time to say yes to some things. But today's show, we're going to dive into ways that when is a good time to say yes, when not to say no. I guess you're saying, Virginia, why you just couldn't say when to say yes? Well, because no is a more prevalent answer. People always draw to the negative for some reason. So, of course, I want to highlight the negative part about saying yes, which is the opposite, which it means not to say no. So, what is one scenario when yes is appropriate? When not to say no is appropriate? When you are focusing on your purpose. And your purpose is very important because you need to be able to say yes. First of all, need to be able to tune in to what your purpose is. And a lot of times people don't is not able to tune into their purpose is because they're too busy saying no to everything. So everything that comes their way is a no, no, no. But when it comes to your purpose, as in maybe you're destined to help homeless people, maybe you're destined to help people in domestic violence. Maybe you're destined to help people with depression, anxiety. Like me, my purpose is this prosper under pressure. My purpose is to help people be successful and continue to that next level of success while under pressure. Because as you get to your levels of success, pressure does become heavier and heavier. So that's the purpose. I was not going to say no. That was the one time I knew not to say no. So you have to say yes to your purpose because if you don't, you're missing out on the opportunities of what your meaning is on life as a a person of humanity, giving back to humanity. So say yes to your purpose. When do you think is some other appropriate times to say yes? Purpose for sure is one. Can you think of any other ones? Let's talk about this. You putting comments in the comment bar? Okay. Did y'all tune in yesterday to the Q&A? The Q&A was so awesome. I want you to get in the habit of when I go through things and when I'm giving you tips or lessons that you DM me a question about whatever it is that I said that you may not have had clarity on. I want you to feel comfortable with saying those things to me. That's why it's called Girl Talk with Virginia. Ladies, reach out. I'm having this 40 days marathon because I want you to be able to pivot, especially once this COVID thing is out of the way. I want you to always already have your strength and stamina and some tips and tools so that once the air is totally clear, then you can get back into the stride of your life a little more easily and keep on moving up to your next levels of success. So Q&As, DM me. You can send me an email at prosperunderpressure@gmail.com. There's several ways to get in touch with me, but I want this girl talk is about you. It's about conversations that we should have as women to get to the next level. So when not to say no is when it's a part of your purpose. Another time that you know when not to say no is when yes benefits you. People struggle with that once again of doing what benefits them because number one reason, because people think when they do things for them is being selfish. But you need to do things that benefit you, that helps you with your overall well-being, whether it's for your job, your family, personal things. You need to learn to say yes to things that benefits you. For example, maybe you want to take an extra break one day or go somewhere by yourself because you've had a hard week at work. And so in order to do that, you have to kind of like leave the family at home, take a little time to yourself, spend some extra money on yourself versus always doing it with the family as a family. That's when it's benefiting you because you do need that time to de-stress, to disconnect so that you can reconfigure your thoughts, get back on track. You need that break. That's something that benefits you. So that's when it is beneficial not to say no when it's something that benefits you, when it has to do with your well-being, your health, when it has to do with you being more successful. Sometimes you have to give those yeses to yourself. Getting it? Don't forget Q&A. I love those questions. So when is another time when not to say no? Another time when you don't need to say no is when, I think I did two, benefits you. Oh, here's the third one. When some technical difficulties, got to save it. Save it. Show. No, it's not working. So my third one, even though it won't come up on my screen, sorry about that, is when it is a part of being genuine and helping out other people in life. So it's okay to not say no when it comes to giving to the less fortunate, when it comes to giving to people, even family members who you know are really in a bind. Sometimes they need help with things. It's okay to tell them yes. Once again, it's a struggle with that because a lot of times you think that people are like taking advantage. And so instead of saying yes when people are asking for some money, you have to be, weigh your pros and cons with that to know, do they really need the money or are they just asking for money just because they want my money? You have to genuinely be discreet and to analyze if when I give genuinely to people, is it because people really need something or is it because, they're just asking because they don't want to be responsible for taking care of themselves. You do have to be discreet and analyze that type of thing before you say yes to certain things. So that's one of those other struggles where people are like, why can't I say no when people ask me for things? That's how you know when it's time to say yes. You say yes when it's a genuine giving, when you know that it's somebody who actually really needs it. If they don't have it and you have a abundance of it and you're able to give to other people, that's when you can say yes. That's when not to say no. 3 times not to say no. Don't say no when the yes will benefit you. Don't say no when it's part of your purpose. And don't say no when you're genuinely giving to a greater cause or to help somebody who is genuinely in need. So Those are the 3 tips of when not to say no, aka when to say yes. But I just like the twist, when not to say no. So when not to say no, because that word is a word that people struggle with. So let's look at it from a different perspective. You always saying, why I have to say yes? When do I know when not to say yes? So when not to say no. Number one, when it benefits you, for your health, your well-being, to help you excel at your career. When not to say no when it has to do with your purpose, if it has to do with you, the meaning that you have in life that you want to give out to the world, whether it be to help people with domestic violence, help people who are been abused, whatever your calling is. Those are just some examples. It could be something totally different. Whatever your calling is, then that's your purpose. That's when not to say no. And you don't say no when it's genuine giving, when it's people who need things like the homeless who are sincerely needing help, when it's a family member who sincerely needs help, a friend, co-worker. If you can make that discretion that they sincerely need help, then that's when not to say no. So I hope these 3 tips of when not to say no has been very beneficial, because I know that people struggle a lot when it comes to saying no. They don't know when to say no, and they don't know when not to say no. So we may have to have a segment on when to say no, right? But, hope this has been beneficial. I want you to remember that the pressures of life molds your comeback to success. So don't be afraid of the pressures. That's just what this Prosper Under Pressure is about. This is what Girl Talk is about, is to help you to develop some stamina, some calm, some boldness, to help you get past that pressure point and get to your next level of success. Whether you at 0 or 9.9, you always want to go to your next level. And as a community of women, we're here to support each other, because we refuse to go under when we are under pressure. We are here to prosper under pressure. I hope you have a great day. I hope you're enjoying these 40 days of marathon, and I hope you have already connected, liked, shared, commented, or rewatched any one of the other Girl Talks 40-day marathon with Virginia. Also, I wanted to bring to your attention, while we're talking about when not to say no, it goes along with when people can't please everybody, which was in episode number 5, day 5 of the 40-day marathon. So that would be perfect for you to rewatch to connect with today's topic of when not to say no. Day 5 of the Girl Talk Marathon, where we talked about you can't please everybody. So go rewatch that episode to reinforce when not to say no. Connect, like, share, comment. Peace out. I love you. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow for a day. We're just chugging. These 40 days are passing fast. So tomorrow will be day 12, where we're going to dive into what's going to be our topic for tomorrow. When life is not an emergency, because a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves for no reason, because they think everything is an emergency, and so they burn out for the littlest things that need attention, because they think everything is an emergency. But you have to balance out your energy so you don't get overwhelmed. So that's going to be what we talk about tomorrow. It's going to be some great tips. So you want to tune in to Girl Talk with Virginia, the 40 days marathon. See you tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Be blessed. Be bold. Be a believer. And don't let pressure bring you under. Bye. Maybe I can go back into my makeshift studio if my grandkids are up by now. They're probably ready for breakfast. But see you next time.